Hi everyone, it's Caroline, and today we're going to be talking about spaying heifers. This content was taken back in May before we turned cattle out to summer grazing. Spaying heifers is not a procedure we do ourselves. We have a vet come from Idaho, Cattle Health and Reproduction Services. JD has been working with us for several years. He comes to the ranch a few days at a time, 2 to 3 times per spring, to spay the heifers for us. JD will give us a step-by-step rundown of the procedure later in this video, but I wanted to start by explaining the why behind spaying heifers and why we as an operation decide to do it. This process removes the ovaries of the heifers so they can't ovulate. Part of the reason why we do this is these heifers will be turned out in large pastures for the summer on leases in Montana and Wyoming, and then in the fall they will either be sold to a feedlot or sent to a feedlot. Feedlots prefer not to have pregnant cattle, and so it does add some value to the cattle when they know they've been spayed. And spaying heifers removes the possibility of accidents with the neighbor's bulls on such large leases. One of the things that is out of our control is some of the fence lines and some of the neighbors' bulls. And so when we spay these heifers, we make sure that we take that out of the equation. Also, heifers tend to gain more after being spayed because they aren't chasing and riding each other all summer. And also, we tend to not get any hips down or any injuries with the spayed heifers as opposed to heifers that have been run open. It's much easier to ship these heifers across state lines because they can be tracked like a steer. One of the big questions that we get is about the cost, and the cost is going to vary depending on obviously who you hire, how many you're doing, but I want to give you a rough idea. So somewhere between $8.50 and $13 a head. But to us, that is an expense that makes a ton of sense because we want to make sure that one, we have the best opportunity for gain on grass. One, it's the cheapest way to add pounds to cattle. And two, we want to make sure that we remove anything that's out of our control, such as neighbors' bulls or cattle riding each other. And so when we are spaying these heifers, we think that it's pretty priceless in comparison to some other opportunities, and it allows us to market them in a different way. These heifers are spayed after they've turned 9 months, so somewhere in the 9 months plus range, and it takes 1 minute per heifer. And now JD and his team are really good. They do this a lot, and so this is a really well-oiled machine. We supply some help, they supply some help, but it takes about a minute per heifer. One of the important things is you have to spay heifers when they have an empty stomach, so you want to make sure you don't feed them the morning that they're getting spayed. One of the reasons that this setup works really well for us is because we are able to do additional processing to prepare them for turnout while we're spaying. So we can give liquid dewormer, their vaccines, their fly tags, their implants, and our team can work around JD's team and really get these heifers prepared to head out to summer grass without having to run them through the chute a second time. Cattle are pretty resilient, but we really want to keep our workspace clean when we are spaying heifers. JD is cleaning the heifers and then his tools will be disinfected. It's not sterile, but it's really clean. I'll let JD explain firsthand what he's doing inside the heifer.
So go in just bachelling, and then I go right to the stakes, just like if you were going to breed one. And then I go like 12 o'clock to the surface. I pop into the abdomen, just my tools in the abdomen, and then right here, and this is what I do. So I go to the left ovary, drop it in the tool, make sure I don't have anything else in there, and then cut it. And then go over here to the right ovary. Same deal, like I'll drop it through my tool, fill underneath, make sure, and then cut it. That's.
And how come you don't take them out?
Well, with this tool, like mine cut them, they typically just drop.
Okay.
But as soon as you cut all the blood vessels and nerves going to the ovary, it obviously just dies.
Thank you so much for watching our family spare heifers for summer grass. I would love to know if you spay heifers. It feels like a very regional thing. Let us know in the comments and be sure to ask any and all questions.